Do you find yourself busy all the time and maybe not accomplishing as much as you need to? Well, I know as a parent, this happens way too often. As a business owner and a leader, it can mean making money or failing. What I'm going to tell you today will change your life. Hi, everyone. It's Natalie. It's summer and there are so many fun things to do. And yet I'm so busy. Are you? My list is 20 miles long. If I could show it to you, you might be a little bit surprised. Granted, I like making lists. It makes me feel like I have everything out of my brain and on paper. So I make long lists, but I don't want to feel overwhelmed by not accomplishing the things on that list. Some days it can just feel like too much. And I know many of you relate to this because you've told me finding ways to be productive is one of your top priorities. I hear you, and I have help for you today. With 3 kids and my own business, also my teaching job, volunteer roles, I know this feeling of overwhelm and wanting to be more productive. So before I get started with some solutions for you, I want to thank you for listening to the podcast. I can't believe I'm over a year into my podcasting journey after leaving my morning news anchor role. And COVID did some really wacky stuff in our lives, not just to our health, but our overall priorities and life. It gave me the chance to see that broadcasting and media are not limited to a studio setup and television. This podcast is now heard around the world, and I am so excited about how it is growing. More people than ever before are listening, and your support and time, it means the world to me. So thank you for sharing this podcast with your friends and with your family when you hear a topic that's helpful to you and you know that it will be able to help someone else. And by the way, I have more great info on my website. And each week I send out a newsletter with some special deals on products and ideas to help you with your busy life and all things related to health and family. Go to natalietysdal.com for more information and to sign up for my newsletter. Okay, so let's get the show started. As I mentioned, am a big list maker. Are you? I keep a notebook with lists. I also use some online tools for lists. But when that list is too long, we can all get frustrated. So what I want to talk about today is getting the most out of your time. We can work hard and we can play hard, but if you're not really productive when you are working, it doesn't amount to much in the end. Have you ever heard of the 80-20 rule? I've applied this to my life in many ways and for many years. So I want to explain it, and then I want to give you my own take on ways to implement the 80-20 rule and find meaning in it. So I have 7 steps for you today to get the most out of your 20% of time. So first, let me explain the 80-20 rule. It's from the Pareto principle, named after the 19th century Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto. He discovered that about 80% of Italian land in 1896 was owned by 20% of the population. He also found that 20% of pea pods in his garden contained 80% of the peas. You can apply this to so many concepts in life. When it comes down to our productivity, though, we can use this by understanding that 80% of our results really come from 20% of our efforts. So how do we make that 20% super productive, super effective? Well, that's the big question. It's not that hard when you take a little bit of time to think about it and when you take time to plan. Planning is the magic. That time and that effort will set you up for success. It's really a matter of occupying your time with what matters the most. So I have 7 steps now that I want to give you to help you get the most again out of that 20% of your time. You can get out a pen here, or you can just go to the show notes where I have this all outlined for you. First of all, think about this. If you had more time, how would you spend it? Would it be with your kids, with your spouse, with friends, maybe in the garden, watching TV? I want you to write these things down and understand deeply what your values are, what your priorities are. But I want you to be very specific here. If what you want is more time with your kids, write down what you want to do with your kids. Like, I want to play more games with my kids. I want to cook with my kids. I want to sit and just talk and explore. Write down specifically what you want to do. Maybe it's with your spouse. I want to go on a date night with my spouse, or I want to just explore thoughts and dreams more often with my spouse. Whatever those specific things are, write those down. That's going to help here in our next few steps. Okay. Maybe you want to add also self-care. I want more time to get a massage or to just be on my own and go on a walk. That's important to me. I need that for my sanity. Okay. Next, what matters most to you daily, weekly, and overall? Write down what matters on a daily basis. So for me, I know this is crazy for some people. It's keeping the house clean. I struggle getting anything else done when there are dishes in the sink or when I feel like there are things just out of place or messy. It's something in my brain that makes it tough for me to be productive when I see the mess on the other side of the room. What matters most to you? It could be very different in your life than it is in my life. Also, do the same for your weekly priorities and your life priorities. For me, it's my relationships and my overall health. Are you looking for ways to stay energized, healthy, and help your family stay healthy? I've started taking supplements from Seeking Health, and it has changed the game for me. I no longer worry that my family is getting enough of the vitamins we need, and I know the quality of what we're taking is top notch. I take an immunity support supplement, magnesium, and several others, including electrolytes to stay hydrated. So many people ask me about these supplements that I've made it really easy for you to find right on my website, natalietysdal.com/favorites. Also, bonus, I have a coupon code to help you save 10% on your order. You will find that coupon code on the website as well. Go to natalietysdal.com/favorites. Click on Seeking Health. I may earn a small commission if you purchase there, but that's just to help my small business grow, the website and the podcast, to keep this news and good interviews coming your way. Again, natalietysdal.com/favorites and click on Seeking Health. Okay, step number 3, what takes up your time now? This one is hard, I know, because you have to track yourself. And often we don't want to track ourselves or have to be responsible to the things that we do when we just feel like doing nothing, like vegging out. And some of that's okay. But what are you doing on a daily basis that's eating up all of your time? Are you on email? Are you on social media? Are you watching TV? Write those things down. Just make a list of what you do all day. You can look back and write these things down, maybe today, what you did today, or you can track yourself for a few days. I would suggest 3 days. Just get one sheet of paper and write down everything you did today, and then do the same thing tomorrow and the next day. What consumes all of your time? 4th, be honest with yourself. This is so important. And I know that it's hard. This goes back to number 3. Were you honest about everything you did in the day? Did you write down that show you binged watch for maybe an hour or 2 before you went to bed? Did you realize that you were on TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, or maybe you were just online shopping for an hour, 2, 3 hours? Be honest with yourself, because none of this will work if you're not honest with yourself. Next, and number 5, make a schedule. Put time limits on your schedule. For instance, write down when you're getting up and what you're going to do for the first hour. After that, when will you have lunch? I like to time block. So I know for an hour, I'm doing housework. I might not get it all done, but I set a schedule. So I have to work hard in that hour. I don't know if it was being in the news business for so long that I love deadlines. I love knowing by 11 o'clock, I've got to get a lot done. And then I like race myself. I don't know what it is, something in my brain, again, that it helps me to give myself that deadline, even to set a timer on my phone so that I get as much as I can done in that hour that I was going to get my housework done. And then if it's not done in that hour, it has to wait until the next day. You won't always need to do this, but getting into these new habits takes planning. You are going to start to see results once you start doing this. And when you make that schedule, don't overdo it. Plan for breaks, write those into your schedule. Also, plan for some fun, because if you don't have that, you're not going to be as productive. Put in your time with your kids and your spouse in your schedule, and make sure that you put time in for yourself and something that you just enjoy doing every day. Okay, number 6 on the list: stop thinking about it and just do it. Are you like me? And without those time limits, you can plan and plan and plan. You can research all day long. If I didn't discipline myself, I swear I could look at ways to get organized online for hours and yet never get organized. I love seeing how other people do these things, but do you ever just get caught in that cycle of looking and planning and list making and never really doing it? I know I do this, and I have to discipline myself to not do this, because I am a researcher by trade and nature. So I can just spend all day researching and never implementing. At some point, planning and thinking and making lists can get in the way of actually doing those tasks. I've said it before. Action comes first. As my mom would say, action comes before the motivation. So get started and get busy. I like to move quickly because in the end, doubt, procrastination, over-analysis, all of that zaps energy, and no one wants their energy zapped. Okay, my last tip, number 7, stop saying you are so busy. Instead, every time someone asks you, how are you? And you say, I'm so busy, say, I've got it all under control. Because everyone is busy, but planning out that 20%, and very effective 20%, and giving that 20% your all with some planning will make the other 80% so much better. I also want to remind you to stop taking on so much. Last summer, I decided to not sign my kids up for so many activities. And you know what? We had the best summer. We even had a productive summer and a fun summer. We all need breathing room. Sometimes we take on a lot because we think that's what the world wants for us, or we see our neighbors or our friends signing up for 1 million camps or taking a lot of lessons or doing more online. Don't do that just because you see other people doing that and because that's what the world is telling us. Know your priorities and your limits. Simplify your life. This will make that 80% so much more fulfilling, and it'll make your overall 100% so much sweeter. So remember, 20% of how you spend your time is giving you 80% of your outcomes. For many people, the majority of how they spend their time is not helping them. So let's do better. Let's be diligent and disciplined in how we plan and how we execute. I hope this helps you get motivated. I hope this helps you feel less overwhelmed, and that it can add some happiness and breathing room to your life. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this and what you do to stay productive. I want you to know that I appreciate you so very much, and I will talk to you again next week.